All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live here at the Edmunds Center. Apologize for the brief audio difficulty. We are on track now. I'm Evan Weston alongside former Stetson head coach Cheryl Carlson. We are thrilled to bring you ASUN Women's Volleyball. Stetson and Kennesaw State. Hatters winning 3-2 over Liberty last night. Kennesaw coming off a 3-0 loss at conference favorites FGCU. But this is a proud program that has competed consistently for conference titles over the past half-decade under Keith Schunzel. And Emma Scherfron's their top hitter this season with a kill to put them back up 2-1. All right, Cheryl, I'll bring you in. We saw Stetson play last night. Had 24-20 up 2-0 in the third set. They lost that lead, ended up going 5, but they pulled it out in the end. A new test tonight in the Owls. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely a new test. This is a totally different style team than what they played last night. Not as strong in the middle as last night's team was. So Stetson really needs to take advantage of that and pass the ball well and really use their middles on offense.
You just saw Elena Djokovic, their top hitter, find that back part of the Kennesaw State side, tie it up at 2. Kaylee Oscarson sneaks it through. Yeah, we look at this on paper. The advantage for Stetson appears to be their middles. The advantage for Kennesaw State is their hitting duo of Lauren Chastang, who's a super senior, and this exciting junior Emma Scherfron, 6'1" off the right side.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting battle there between she and Djokovic when they're both in the front line, just directly opposite of each other across the net.
Double touch by Stetson, so point goes to Kennesaw State. That'll tie us at 3, and Chastang will serve. This is Keith Schunzel in his 9th season in charge of Kennesaw State. He has done a terrific job with this program. FGCU is a juggernaut in most sports in the ASUN. Volleyball is no exception. He has been able to keep his program very competitive and at times on top of that FGCU team. Molina with the dump, but
yeah, that was a double contact.
She doubled it, so 2 in a row by the Hatters. There is young Den, who took over a Hatter program that had won just 3 games the year before she got there. Basically had to start it from scratch, and has built this Hatters team into a solidly middle-of-the-pack ASUN team with the potential to get a lot better than that. Chastang with the ace. That's her 26th ace of the season in 18 games.
Stetson's got to track that ball all the way to the line. I know it's hard when it's a top spin serve like that, but you got to move your feet and be ready for that.
Oh, goodness gracious. Make it 27 for Lauren Chastang. She can make a lot of errors. She's made 43 of them, but when she is hitting that serve, it is nasty.
Right now, she's hitting it.
Another one. The Hatters bomb it to the rafters. Djokovic comes inside, had no real choice there. And it's the number 3 hitter, Danny Balu, who comes up with the kill, the senior out of Clearwater.
Yeah, their outside hitters are definitely the strength of this team, and Stetson's going to have to figure out a way to get their block on them and to have their defense set and ready.
Chastang in her 5th season, given to the team, given to all NCAA athletes due to the pandemic. Vosen sneaks that through to get the Hatters back on the board. You saw the swing from the setter for Kennesaw State, McKinley Ferguson.
Swing too.
She's played some right side in her career.
I believe it. Yeah, she snuck that through for sure. She hit the net so hard it bounced towards her and then back across the net.
That's long from the middle. Jasmine Brown. Where Kennesaw State has lacked a little bit this year is offense from the middle, and the graduation of multiple-time all-conference hitter Liesl Engelbrecht has put them a little shallow in that department. Those are big shoes to fill.
Yes.
Literally and figuratively. She stood 6'2". There's Brown finding the deep corner.
Yeah, no, I'm not. They can hit. I mean, they can play, but they're not quite as consistent as Liberty's middles were last night. But when they connect.
Lydia Burt's had a good game for Liberty. They are down in Fort Myers tonight. Free ball for Kennesaw State. They set Parsons. It's blocked by Djokovic and Oscarson. Chastang lobs it over. Oscarson, great pass, sets it up. And Oscarson with a kill. The Hatters back in it.
Yeah. I mean, this is so key for Stetson. They have got to serve receive the ball better than they have this first part of the game.
I'll give them a little bit of a break on those Chastang serves, though. Oh,
yeah,
goodness.
You got to be ready for that.
Balu. And no chance to go get that. Well, she's your number 3 hitter. You're in pretty good shape. Danny Balu.
Yeah, all 3 of their top hitters hit the ball very, very hard and can go in any direction.
Ferguson, the setter. Oscarson again. Has the corner. Well, she has really perfected that off that slide. And a good rotation there for Kaylee Oscarson as she hits the bench.
Well, and again, the timing between those two has just gotten better and better as the season has gone on.
Alexis Thompson back on 4. Here's Perez, the libero for Stetson. Balu blocked by Thompson. And the Owls can't keep it alive as Sherfrans runs into the pin.
That was a well-set block that time by the outside. And then the middle for Stetson did a great job closing that block, and they were both up there nice and strong.
It was Annabelle Standish along with Thompson.
That's how you have to be, though, against these outside hitters, because they hit the ball so hard. You have got to be set and then really strong with your hands. Little stoppage of play. The antenna on the one side is crooked.
And that'll happen when Emma Sherfrans smashes the ball into it. And watch the net cam. Not the pass they wanted, but Sherfrans improvises.
Yeah, that was just a smart play.
Yeah,
just
turns it into a point. Sherfrans, a junior out of Louisville, Kentucky, enjoying a breakout season this year. Hitting .236. She's nearly at 200 kills already at 3.3%. Bree Becerra serving. It's a good dig from Perez. Standish. We'll go to Sherfrans. Djokovic out of the back row. Hit well long by Parsons. Hatters were down 7-3. They're back within 1.
That was a nice set. Hitter just got a little bit underneath that ball.
Claire Parsons, tremendous defensive middle, among the conference's leaders in blocks per set, but only hits 165. There is Chastang. He's been such an ever-present force for the Owls over the last 5 years.
Yeah, and that block was just way too far outside. Stetson's outside blockers have to be aware of where that ball is set and then get in front of the ball and the hitter's approach.
Jesse Cohen serving. Great hustle by Kennesaw State. Molina sets Standish. She had something of a breakout game last night, Annabelle Standish. See if she can build off that today. What did you like about her performance last night?
She stayed aggressive. You know, there weren't as many tips and roll shots as, you know, we saw maybe that first weekend Stetson was at home. And she needs to continue that tonight. She can be aggressively smart by trying to go off the blocker's hands. Doesn't necessarily have to tip it when she's in trouble.
Talented young sophomore from South Florida, Palm Beach Gardens.
Not quite sure what the issue is.
Whatever it is seems to have been resolved, so Standish will serve. Jasmine Brown with another kill out of the middle for Kennesaw State.
Stetson has to get their hands across the net when they're blocking this team. They just have to. Straight up and down is not going to do it.
Sherfron's one of the other aggressive servers on this team. Back set for Vosen. Both teams playing well on offense so far today. Stetson's hitting .294.
And again, aggressively going off that outside blocker's hand.
Great up by Standish. Go to Chastang. Block back.
I think Oscarson just blocked that with her forehead. I really do. Look at the top of her head.
Listen, soccer is my trade. That's a good header.
Yep. Nice block.
And the Hatters have come back to tie it. Chastang will try again and get blocked again by Oscarson.
And that's what Stetson has to do. They have to be there in front of these outside hitters for Kennesaw State and across the net with their hands.
Stetson leads. Thompson, one of the best servers for Stetson. Brown forces it through.
Yeah, she snuck that underneath.
Caroline Cole will check in for the first time for the Owls.
She snuck that underneath and through the block. There was a hole in that block that time.
There's Chastang, who had 2 aces earlier. And that's the trade-off.
That's a big break.
Her 44th service error this season. Kennesaw State coming in today had 51 more service errors than their opponents so far this season. Which comes with the territory when you serve the way they do.
The way they do, yes.
It's a philosophy choice. They also had more than 50 more aces than their opponents.
Yeah.
So it does even out. Chastang. Hatters keep it alive. Ferguson. Well, there's that right side experience coming through. A lefty setter, McKinley Ferguson.
Yeah. Stetson's right back defender is going to have to just be ready for that. That's the second time she's done it, and it's pretty much in the same exact spot that she's hitting it to. It's got to be ready for that.
Oscarson again. Blocked out by Ballou, and it's a point for Stetson. So Oscarson 3 for 3 on that slide. That'll take us to a timeout on the floor. Good game so far. We expected it. It's delivered. Hatters by 1 in our first timeout.
Barkeep, Bud Lights for everyone.
Actually, I prefer an ice mead.
Barkeep, Bud Lights for everyone and a mead.
Is it autumnal?
Bud Lights for everyone and 1 autumnal mead.
Is it malty and full-bodied? Because I like malt.
Cancel that mead.
Bud Light, for the many, not the few.
Be sure to download Hatter Rewards and scan the QR code from the app as part of our virtual check-in. You get rewarded for simply watching the games. It's free and available on Google Play or the Apple App Store. Check in at events, get points, and get rewarded. For more information, visit the Fan Zone section of GoHatters.com. Kaylee Oscarson off to a good start. 4 kills to lead all players as the Hatters lead the Owls 15-14. She's also got 2 blocks. Stetson was down 7-3 early in this game. They have come back to take the lead. Evan West and Cheryl Carlson here at the Edmund Center. It's a big game in the division. Kennesaw is 2-3 after the loss at FGCU last night. Stetson at 4-2. Has a chance to really cement their holdings if they win this match today.
They
Even
really
with
do.
FGCU coming in here next weekend as Standish gets the kill going towards the back corner.
Well, we talked about last night and again today. This is a big weekend for Stetson.
These two teams will match up again in the beginning of November. That hit the pin.
Yeah, it sure did.
So the Hatters have a three-point lead.
We might have to make the antenna straight again.
Danny Ballou just rocked that. Well, this is the largest Hatter lead of the day so far. Up 17-14. And that just fell apart.
Yeah, sometimes as a setter, you just have to take what the play gives you. And really, on that play, a back set was not what was given to her with that pass. She needed to just put it on to the left side pin hitter and just go with it.
Hatters on a 5-0 run. Chastang from the back row, and it's Perez stonewalls her. Now Djokovic gets the tape.
Nice.
That's twice she's hit that shot. It's a new one in her bag this year.
Yes,
she seems very confident in it.
That was a great dig off of that, too.
Timeout, Keith Schutzel. Stetson on a 6-0 run to take a pretty commanding lead here in game one. And it's all smiles on the Hatter bench.
Well, it should be. They're playing well right now.
They're on a 16-7 run overall since that run of aces from Chastang gave Kennesaw State an early lead. Now Keith Schutzel's got to make an adjustment on his side.
Absolutely. Yeah, that first service line there, you thought maybe we're a little bit, a little bit shaky, but they've calmed down and they've really tightened up their serve receive and their ball control, and they're ahead because of it.
Well, Kennesaw State, 9 of the last 10 wins in this series as Keith Schutzel has really turned the Owls into something of a regional powerhouse. Sweeping the last game, but this Stetson team could very well be the best one that Young Den has rolled out so far, and they're still young. They'll get almost all their rotation players back.
I mean, you look at their setter. She's a freshman. Yeah. She's running this team. Every time we see them play, she's running this team better and better, and her connections with her hitters just continues to improve.
Naya Molina.
And she plays defense.
Yep, she is a player to build around, and that is what Stetson is doing. New hitter in Lainey Van Trees. And Kennesaw State is back on the board as Schutzel makes a substitution, taking Ballou out of the game for Van Trees, a junior out of Spring Hill, Tennessee. McKinley Ferguson to serve. Stanges has to tip. Little Barrow Dennis sets up another kill for Van Trees.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good sub right there for Keith Schutzel.
Standish has to hit that ball. She can't tip against this team. They're just waiting for that. She can be aggressive. Try and go off hand, send it deep.
There's a free ball for Kennesaw State. It'll go back to Scherfranz. And it's a 3-0 run out of the timeout for the Owls. And there is Young Den's timeout. 3 kills for Scherfranz on 4 attacks. When they've gotten her the ball, she has been effective.
She has.
So now it's Young Den who needs to talk things over. This Stetson team, they're 9-9 on the year. And their non-conference schedule, they were up and down a little bit. They've won 3 in a row. They've lost 3 in a row. As of right now, they've won 2 in a row, having beaten Jacksonville last weekend.
Well, and
then knocking off Liberty last night.
Yeah.
They won 4 out of their last 5.
Well, and that's something you have to expect from a young team.
Yeah. Yeah, the Stetson team, again, in key positions. Molina, we mentioned, is a freshman. But they've also got the sophomore Standish as a key part of this rotation. Vosen is a freshman who started this game. Elena Djokovic, as much as she plays like a senior, is only a junior.
Yeah.
They're going to get another year from her.
Well, and honestly, sophomores, juniors, last spring season, I'm sorry, as a former coach, and I know all the coaches are like, yeah, that doesn't really count.
And so basically take a year off of most everybody. Except for Lauren Chastang, 5th-year senior. Oscarson sliding. That's the first time they've stopped it. Van Trees hits long. She says there was a touch and the referee agrees.
Yeah. Line judge called it right away.
Ferguson serving. Standish.
That set needs to be higher. She couldn't do anything with that.
Scherfranz went up like she was going to crush the ball, and at the last second pulled back.
Yeah,
and Kennesaw State is on a 5-0 run to tie the game.
Yeah. I have a feeling this match is going to be a game of runs.
Molina, that dump, just barely get away with it. She tries again, and again, Kennesaw State scrambles to defend it. Chastang finds the corner with the free ball.
You cannot let a free ball drop on the ground.
And Leipold has been subbed out after letting that go. Vosen is in, and they'll move Djokovic to that back right corner there. Ferguson has served up 5 straight, 6-0 run overall to answer Stetson's 6-0 run. Standish hits long.
She has to keep swinging though.
Free ball for the Owls. Ferguson back set off of the hands. Scherfranz with another kill. It's 8 in a row for the Owls, and Youngden has to use her second timeout.
Right now, Stetson's serve receive is killing them. They have got to pass the ball better.
McKinley Ferguson just keeps picking on the Hatter serve receive here. And is giving Kennesaw State free rein to do just about whatever they want on offense.
Yeah, they're getting way too many, giving them way too many free balls, way too many tips, because that first serve receive pass is just not where we saw it most of the time last night. I mean, they passed very well last night, consistently. I mean, they had times, but today they just need to start focusing on moving their feet and getting in front of that ball on serve receive.
Well, let's see if the Hatters can find a spark here, having given up 8 consecutive points after going up 19-14.
Yeah, Kennesaw's just going to keep serving aggressive. If they make a few mistakes, they're okay with that, because right now it's getting them either aces or very poor passes and creating basically no offense on the Stetson side.
So Ferguson back to it. Hatters out of timeouts. They've got to find their way out. And again, an easy ball for Kennesaw State to handle, but not a great set to Scherfranz, and it's just all falling for them anyway. Sherfron's lunges at that, and it falls in.
Yeah, you have to make an adjustment on that. That set was set way outside the antenna. Everybody has to swing over to that other side of the court because that's all she has.
Finally something for Oscarson. She tips it. Sherfrons. Well, she's just spotting holes all over the place. 7 kills on 8 attacks.
She doesn't just have power. She's a very intelligent hitter on that side.
3 straight kills for Sherfrons. Vitale, the freshman, has come in. And it ends on an 11-0 run for Kennesaw State. They take the first set in commanding fashion as the Hatters never did figure out their serve-receive issue against McKinley Ferguson. So Kennesaw State comes back, takes the early 1-0 lead. Back with more ASUN on ESPN Plus in a moment.
Can't get much better than that. Dancing with popcorn.
Back to the action here at the Edmond Center. And yeah, it's just nice to have people back.
Absolutely.
Called some games in a cavernous gym this past spring.
Yeah.
Get some of that over to the booth, please.
He's having a good time dancing and eating his popcorn.
Kennesaw
Watching
State's
some volleyball.
having a good time. They just closed out the first game on an 11-point run. Coming back from down 19-14 to take it 25-19.
You know, right there in the middle of the game, Stetson took over, and then all of a sudden Kennesaw started serving tough. Much better pass.
Sherfrons. It was just Sherfrons' second missed attack today. Didn't miss with that one.
Yeah, I watched her hit that line shot during warm-up. She never missed it. Totally facing the other way, facing cross court, and then she She just turns that arm, and she still hits the ball hard.
Vosen. It's Sherfrans and Parsons, an intimidating block. Chastang. Thompson pushes to the
Smart
corner,
play.
and that ends the Kennesaw run at 12 points in a row. And you see almost a sigh of relief on the face of Alexis Thompson.
But that was good. That was good volleyball on Stetson's side. They hung in there. They had some good digs, some nice hits. Won that point.
Pushed down the other way by Djokovic.
Yeah, that set was way too tight. Djokovic way too good of a blocker not to win that battle.
Yeah, there's really nothing Sherfrans could do with that.
No.
So the Hatters with the lead. Chastang. And Djokovic
Nice shot.
across Parsons. Well, good response here from Stetson after the way the first game ended.
Nice adjustment there by Djokovic. She did a nice job adjusting with her feet to where that set was.
She is just vicious.
Well, when you can use the net like that to your advantage, it's not really fair.
That power, too. I
She
mean,
just hits the ball.
just
hard. Yeah.
muscled it over the net. Sherfrans with 9 kills.
Yeah. That set was way too tight. She did a nice job of making contact with the ball, but then she just couldn't keep herself out of the net. Nice serve. Wow. That ball barely cleared the net. And then it just died.
Claire Parsons with the ace, third of the day for Kennesaw. That's a good one too, but a better
Good
pass
pass.
this time. Chastang lobs it over. And just a miscommunication on the set there. Kennesaw State with another 4-point run.
I just really don't see tips working against this team. Maybe going deep corners sometimes, but so far tips have not worked.
That one somehow avoids the rafters. But Vosen's got to lob it over. Brown. It's another 5-point run here for Kennesaw State.
Stetson's blocker just kind of floated by her on that one. Goes straight up and across.
Overpass, and it's easy enough for Chastang.
You knew that was going straight down. Yeah, these are tough serves. Stetson's got to get their hips lower. Keep the ball on their side.
Standish really had no chance with that one from the back row. And after an 11-point run, which actually was a 12-point run across the two games, it's now a 7-point run that calls timeout on the Stetson side. They have got to figure something out fast. Kennesaw State threatening to run away with this one. Owls lead at 8-3 in the second.
Barkeep, Bud Lights for everyone.
Actually, I prefer an ice mead.
Barkeep, Bud Lights for everyone and a mead.
Is it autumnal?
Bud Lights for everyone and one autumnal mead.
Is it malty and full-bodied? Because I like malt.
Cancel that mead.
Bud Light, for the many, not the few.
ASUN Volleyball on ESPN+. It's all Kennesaw State right now. Overall, going back to the first set, they're on a 19-3 run. And they've taken a commanding lead here in game 2. Keith Schunzel looking to get his team back to 500 in the league. And that is really a fairly misleading record for the talent that this team has. They are a top program in this league and have been one of the measuring sticks for some time.
We're having to do a little antenna or pin adjustment during that timeout.
Parsons on a roll here. Well, it's over.
There you go.
The timeout whisperer,
Good
young
timeout.
Den strikes again. Their third service error of the game. Now Thompson.
Good point by Coach Denny.
Drew up a great play.
Gotta adjust on that. That set was set inside on purpose. You gotta get there. You gotta follow your hitter. You gotta get there. Can't jump out there. You have to watch your hitter. And if she starts inside, you gotta go inside.
Another ace. This time it's Sherfrans, who is second on the team behind Chastang in aces on the season.
And Stetson is not a poor serve receiving team. They are just getting served off the court right now, though.
Another one.
This is very impressive serving by Kennesaw State.
Yeah, they serve with that aggressive mentality. They've hit far more often than they've missed. That's a good pass. But Oscarson blocked one-on-one by Jasmine Brown.
Jasmine did a nice job. She watched her hitter and she got in front of her and then she got her hands across the net.
Way across, using that length. 6'1" senior out of Powder Springs, Georgia. Vosen tools the block nicely.
Now Stetson needs to get a run of their own going here.
Lauren Vargo will come in to serve. Freshman defensive specialist who could very well be the future libero for this team. Out of Oviedo. She'll certainly be a candidate to take over that position when Perez graduates next year. That one down the line for Chastang.
Nice set.
Chastang has 2 aces today.
Yeah.
Give her 3. And there is the other timeout for Young Den at 14-5. She's had to use both of them. And just nothing seems to be working in serve receive for Stetson right now.
No, I mean, and Kennesaw State is just serving so tough. But you got to make adjustments over there on you know, the Stetson side. You just have to decide as a player, I am not going to let this keep happening. I'm going to do whatever I need to do to get this ball up to the net and up to my setter.
Yeah, that one won't officially count as an ace because it was a handling error by Oscarson, but functionally it was the serve by Chastang that put them in that spot.
Again, their serves are just getting them so many points. And we saw Stetson do that same thing last night. We talk about it. You've got to serve tough and make the other team struggle to run their offense, and right now Stetson's not even able to run an offense.
All Owls at the moment.
Yeah.
Hatters are back out onto the court. Keith Schunzel has got the clipboard out and is doing some coaching here of his own during Young Den's second timeout of the second set. The fifth-year head coach, a longtime assistant at Missouri, where she was an SEC champion, finally getting her shot to be a head coach after 17 years with Mizzou. And I mean,
there's not much you can do about that.
That one is,
but
yeah.
Let's see what they can do with this next one.
So that will be Chastang's third ace officially. That's a good
much
dig
better pass
from Vargo. And that did not get a touch. That's poor luck for Djokovic, as the net led her astray there. I don't know.
I saw
like
a touch on that
the way
replay.
back. Yeah. Oscarson this time off the slide.
There's a good shot. That is one thing that Kennesaw will give the Hatters when they're playing defense. They tend to creep up on defense and give away the deep third of the court. It's a good serve.
It's Van Trees, though, who finishes it up. It was a good pass initially from Chastang.
It was.
Now the libero, Shelby Dennis, will serve. Van Trees. It's blocked. Now Chastang from the back row got on top of it.
Yeah. She was a little off balance on that. Caused her to hit it into the net. Good side out by Stetson. Tough serve. Oh, come on, you got to call that. Sorry.
Well, play on. Here's Chastang. Standish. Hatters get the point in the end.
Well, they deserve to get that point.
Give Annabelle her third kill of the game.
Yeah. That was a good swing. Nice high hands.
Alejandra Perez will serve. See if the Hatters can get some momentum back in their favor. Djokovic from the back row, little roll. It's good eyes by Cole, but they call the double on the libero, Shelby Dennis.
Yeah, I think I would have come out of my seat on that one, and I'm not even involved in this. But you got to call. You got to call hands. That's a nice set.
And Parsons finishes in the deep corner.
That was a really nice set.
Ferguson's a nice player. She's got that offensive mentality. The lefty, great server. Kennesaw will get Chelsea Abel into the game here, a junior out of Dacula, Georgia.
Good pass.
Thompson on the slide. It's dug by Chastang. Ferguson lobs it over. Next set, Thompson again. Gets it through Van Trees.
This net seems very floppy today. Doesn't seem as tight as, maybe because it's been hit so many times.
I was going to say, Kennesaw State has really abused it so far. It's a 4-1 run here for the Hatters. Even if they don't win this game, can they put some momentum together?
Yeah.
Going forward, get a little more confidence back. And Abel can't get it over the tape.
That's just a really hard hard shot for a middle hitter. Your setter's behind you, and you're having to open up to see her and then still try and find and hit the ball.
Scherfranz. Kill number 11 for Emma Scherfranz.
Yeah, she just went high off the Stetson block. See right here. It's right off the hands for that deep corner.
Brie Becerra. She's a local for Kennesaw of nearby Peachtree City. And there's Scherfranz in her favorite spot.
You gotta get in front of her. You gotta get in front of her. See where the block was, way out there. You gotta be, you at least have to be in front of her right hand. That's the hand she's hitting with. Get in front of it.
Standish.
That was a nice hit.
It's lobbed over and out.
Standish with a little power of her own.
Yeah. She's looked as confident as we have seen her over the last 2 games tonight and last night. She will check out here, though, get Leilani Vitali, excuse me, a little bit of time. Vitali, another one of this freshman class for the Hatters out of Las Vegas, Nevada. And that one floats away from her. First service error of the game for Stetson.
She has a nice floater serve, though. That ball was floating. I know it went out of bounds. She got under it a little bit, but it's a nice floater serve.
And that's an easy call for the official to make. Kennesaw State a few points away now with Jessie Cohen serving. Boson. Snuck through by Chastain.
Just a smart play. Saw the defender on her side start coming up. She just sent it, tipped it deep.
Boson off the side of the hands, but oh yes, okay, now they do point Hatters' way. Gonna say. Not sure how else that would have been called.
Yeah. No, she did a nice job on that, tooling the block.
Thompson's got to lob it over. Chastain. She overhit it.
Yep. She was going for that angle, and she just hit it a little too hard. Not by much, but it was out.
Scherfranz sets up set point. Just a dominant outing from the number 16 in gold so far today.
Yes, it has been.
Now she'll look to close it out. Djokovic off the libero. Fargo back on to serve for the Hatters.
Nice deep serve.
Yeah, it's tough to handle.
With a lot of good float on it as well.
And Chastain does put it in play. Oscarson didn't make her mind up early enough, but
no, they were
Kennesaw
in the net.
State was in the net.
Kennesaw State was in the net.
The Hatters stay alive for another point.
Another good serve.
Djokovic, little roller. Good defense. Molina wins the duel at the net, but Brown is there to bail out Chastain. Now Djokovic hits the pin, and Kennesaw State takes set number 2. So the Owls closed game 1 dominantly. This time they start game 2 and hold on to their lead. They take it 25-16. Hatters will look to regroup. We'll break down the first 2 games and look ahead when we come back.
Nice.
Welcome back here to ASUN Volleyball on ESPN+. I'm Evan, she's Cheryl, and Kennesaw State is serving tough, and that has enabled them to take a commanding 2-0 lead here. Really, since that 11-0 run that closed the first game, they have not broken a sweat, and it's been the service from Kennesaw State that has put Stetson under so much pressure.
It really has. I mean, Stetson hit, what, 0.94 in that game, and really, they didn't really have that many swings even. It seemed like, because the serving was just amazing from the Kennesaw State side.
Stetson 19 of 49 siding out in this match so far. 6 aces for Kennesaw State, 4 in that second game. We'll show you some of the statistics from this one as Kennesaw State, again, they were down 19-14 in the first game and then just exploded. What, beyond the service, changed for Kennesaw State, and particularly for Emma Scherfranz, that allowed them to just blow the doors off this one?
I think they just got some momentum from their tough serves, so they got some free balls out of it and just could run their offense and just went on a tear as hitters. I mean, they just started hitting, blasting the ball off the serve, and then blasting the ball off the sets.
Scherfranz has been absolutely dominant. 13 kills on 18 attacks. She's hitting .667 so far for Kennesaw State. Lauren Chastain with 5 kills. Kaylee Oscarson is the lead for Stetson in kills, the middle blocker, with 6 so far. But again, they have just not been able to handle that serve receive of Kennesaw's, or their serve receive has not been able to handle Kennesaw State's serving.
Yeah.
As we see some of the highlights from the first game, it started well enough for Stetson, but you see the service of Chastain. That was sort of a harbinger of what was to come for Kennesaw State.
Well, and thinking back of when we hosted the tournament and watching New Mexico State's outside hitters play, I think Kennesaw State's outside hitters hit better and harder.
And that New Mexico State team, we should mention, is repeatedly an NCAA tournament team that wins their conference regularly.
I mean, and they were impressive. I mean, they had ball control, and their hitters were very impressive. But honestly, I think these three Kennesaw hitters that are kind of leading this team hit the ball harder.
Well, Chastang is a veteran. She's been there for 5 years now, but Scherfrans gives them a 1-2. And she took the number 16 that was worn by Liesl Engelbrecht, who is maybe the best blocker in this league over the last few years. She's not a middle, she's a right side, but her impact is similar in what she's been able to bring.
Yeah, so she spends 3 rotations blocking the other team's, you know, left pin hitter. That's an important job, and she does a good job of it. And then she just gives them offense from that side of the court.
So let's see what Stetson can dial up here as they were down 17-6 at one point in the second game. They did close out the last 18 points, winning 10 of them. So they got a little mojo back near the end of that game. Let's see if they can carry something over and reassert themselves. We saw how good this team can be last night in their win over Liberty.
Yeah, they need to get a little chip on their shoulder and say, we're not going to put up with this anymore. We're going to fight.
Well, now Molina with a good serve to start. Yep. There's Chastang, rolls it high, and the Hatters get the first point of the third set. And it starts with a good serve from Nia Molina. Chastang, that's more in her wheelhouse. The Hatters hustling. They will get it back over. Scherfrans, automatic. What can they do defensively to try to slow her down?
They have to get in front of her. The Stetson's block is outside of her right shoulder. They have to get at least in front of that right shoulder.
Boson wanted the tape, didn't get it. Looked like it spun off her fingers a little bit.
Stetson needs to make sure that when they're approaching the ball, they need to stay aggressive with that approach. That was a much better approach on that ball.
And Boson gets the kill to tie it up for Stetson.
Much more aggressive with her feet on that.
Talk a lot about Molina in terms of the freshman class, but Boson is a very promising player. You love to have a lefty hitter in your rotation.
Oh, absolutely. And she does a good job of hitting from the left side of the court as a lefty.
Vitale getting a chance to play here in the main rotation. And she gets a good up. It's a good pass from Becerra. Now Chastang blocked. Thompson and Boson.
There we go.
They get in front of Chastang on the left side.
That got him a little fired up. They did a nice job that time of being in front of her and having their hands across that net.
And Scherfrans misses. Seb was a little behind her.
She tried to do a little bit too much with that one. But I like the setter block on that one. They were in front of that right shoulder.
Well, listen, when you're 14 for 19, you can try to experiment a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, they'll go back to her. Brown. Now we're just lobbing it over. Thompson with a block on Brown. And the Hatters up 5-2 in game 3.
Nice block. That ball was set just a little tight, but that was still a nice block. She stayed in front of her hitter and she got her hands across the net. Tough serve.
Point Stetson.
Yeah, they were over the net.
Well, this is exactly the response you would have wanted to see out of the 5-minute break. And Stetson going up 6-2.
Another good serve.
Vitali's really doing well here. And Sherfrans misses wide.
See, she's having to try and do that now because the Stetson block is in front of her right shoulder.
Timeout, Keith Schunzel. So how about that? Stetson comes out with a 7-2 run to start the third game, and it's the freshman Leilani Vitali putting the pressure on with her service.
She's doing a nice job serving, yeah.
Owls require a response now.
Barkeep, Bud Lights for everyone.
Actually, I prefer an ice mead.
Barkeep, Bud Lights for everyone and a mead.
Is it autumnal?
Bud Lights for everyone and one autumnal mead.
Is it malty and full-bodied? Because I like malt.
Cancel that mead.
Bud Light, for the many, not the few.
Be sure to download Hatter Rewards and scan the QR code from the app as part of our virtual check-in. You get rewarded for simply watching the games. It's free and available on Google Play or the Apple App Store. Check in at events, get points, and get rewarded. For more information, visit the Fan Zone section of GoHatters.com. Kennesaw State looking for a response now after a set and a half of dominance. Stetson up 7-2 here in the third. And it's Elena Djokovic with the kill to make it 8-2. You said this would be a game of runs.
Yeah.
It was one very, very long run for
yeah.
Kennesaw State. But Stetson has pulled off one of their own here. 7 in a row from Vitali. And
Nice
Vitali with a great up. Sherfrans, and it's Perez with the left hand. They go at it again. Brown through the middle. Didn't come together. And the Hatters have another point.
Nice defense on the Stetson side that time. Did a nice job setting the block, and then the defenders in the back row did a great job of playing around the block.
And now Kennesaw State finally out of the rotation after 8 straight Stetson points.
Now, can they serve receive?
Sherfrans gives a free ball. Boson.
Nice.
Job
Good
done.
job.
1 and out. That'll put Thompson behind the line for Stetson.
Well, you do have to say that the up official has let things go on both sides now.
As long as you're consistent.
Exactly.
Sherfrans. One just played right back over. Go to Chastain.
Nice touch on that.
The Hatters, that one did not get across the pin. That would have been very impressive if they'd played it in. But Kennesaw State back on the board, and now Chastain with that top serve. 3 aces today. 28 for the year. And the Hatters just barely get that one.
And even when she doesn't get an ace, that's what she gets.
Yeah. All-conference player, Lauren Chastain. Hatters in the net.
No,
Or
back
over-
row attack. Yeah.
Okay.
Stetson setter right now is back row.
There you go. And there's the timeout from Young Den. She does not want to see this lead slip away.
She might have actually just been able to not touch it. I think it was going to go over without it. And it didn't really look like Kennesaw was ready to play it. But, I mean, that's a decision you have to make. She had to try.
Kennesaw State with 6 aces in the game, and really the last 2 points, Chastang has put a ton of pressure on. Yeah, even the aces almost undersell how well Kennesaw State has served today.
Absolutely, especially in that second game. I mean, they might not have gotten credit for aces, but they served all those points. Stetson just wasn't able to generate any offense there for such a long time.
So it's 10-6 Stetson. Kennesaw State on a 3-0 run. Young Den talking it over with her team. Both coaches have already used a timeout here in the third. Chastang's only made the 1 error today. Let's see if she can keep up her consistency.
Or see if Coach Denny strikes again.
Yeah, well, there was she did make an error off a timeout by Coach Denny in the second game. Not this time.
Nope.
Vitale. Brown through the middle.
That was a nice set.
Tell you what, we wondered what they would get out of their middles. Brown's got 6 kills today. It's been a reliable outlet for them.
Yeah.
It's a 3-point game.
Better pass.
Djokovic off the side of the block. And they get Chastang out from behind the line.
Well, they got to swing at it.
Yeah.
That's key. They got to be able to get a swing off their serve receive. Nice job there to win the block.
Now Vargo back in to serve. She served well today.
Good serve.
Lumped over by McKinley Ferguson. She really had to reach out for that one.
Kennesaw was very fortunate that she's front row right now, because otherwise that would have been Stetson's point.
Well, that's what happened to Molina a few points ago. Dennis.
Good pass.
And they have Oscarson.
Nice job.
Just how you draw it up.
That was a great pass. Look at one-on-one. Oscarson's going to win that, I'd say 99.9% of the time.
Parsons. Got it.
Kennesaw running a slide of their own.
Don't see that too often from them. Why would you? And you have the outside hitters that they have. Van Trees is in as one of the pin hitters along with Sherfrans here. They go to Van Trees. Back to Sherfrans. Kill number 15 on the night for Emma Sherfrans.
She is just such a good right side hitter.
And that one, she slips through. Well, just when you think she's going to crush the ball, she hits the little roll.
Yeah, and she puts so much spin on her hits that just dies. She kept her hand nice and her elbow nice and high, and she just rolled it up atop the block, over top of the block.
Vitale. Blocked
Smart
out.
play.
Leilani Vitale, she's given the Hatters a nice boost here.
She has.
Good to see from the freshman. But But a 10-3 lead has become 13-11 here for Stetson in the third game. See if they can get a few from Perez.
Good serve.
Sherfron's from the left side. It's not quite as effective over there.
Well, the set was a little far out, and that was caused by the good serve.
Vantree's not the right call there. And the Hatters have a 3-0 run.
But again, they're putting pressure on Kennesaw with this serve. They got to keep doing. Another good serve. Good pass.
Djokovic with a rocket out of the back row. Now Sherfron's. She's not as accurate from the left side for whatever reason. It's a couple of misses, and now Keith Schunzel's got to use his second timeout. Oh boy, she didn't miss that one by much.
No, she did not. She just turned her arm just a little bit too much.
That was maybe an inch, maybe, from the tape. But it was out, and the Hatters in good shape here. But they were in good shape in game one, up 19-14, and that ended with an 11-point Kennesaw State run.
It's a little bit different feel, though, on the Stetson side than even it was in the first game. I think they know what they're dealing with right now, and they're fighting back.
It's good to see some resilience from this young Hatter team.
Absolutely.
Now the Kennesaw State players.
I'm not sure
huddling up.
What the Kennesaw State coach was talking to the scorer table. I couldn't quite catch on what they were trying to communicate to one another. Good dig.
Chaotic play at the net.
What great hustle.
Saves it for Stetson. Chastang gets it off the top of the block.
Uh-oh.
And Thompson shaken up as she had an awkward landing on that block. And they're going to have a look at Alexis Thompson here. Was the amazing save here by the Hatters. And then Thompson comes down awkwardly. Couldn't really see it there. She is being helped off here by her head coach, Young Den, and the trainer. Kennedy Muldrow will check in for Thompson as she gets looked at. Check on that left leg.
They're going to take her over to the training table. Good pass.
Djokovic. It's good up by Shelby Dennis. Chastang. That was a terrific set. And Chastang barrels it over to get Kennesaw State back within 3. Djokovic. Chastain couldn't get herself turned back around fast enough to line that one up. Little issue on the floor here that they're taking care of. That was a constant in the spring.
It was.
Has not been nearly so big an issue now that the new beautiful floor has been placed here on the Edmunds Center.
Right.
Now the basketball teams are excited to get a chance to play on it.
They're not allowed to sweat on the new floor.
Maybe that's why they keep it so cold in here. I walked in today, I said, Cheryl, I'm shocked that you're braving it with the short sleeves.
Well, I didn't have to work today all day in my office, which is just as cold as the gym, so I figured...
We gotta get you a space heater or something.
No, I have a space heater, and I still freeze in my office.
Maybe a window. Djokovic squeezes that one in.
Sometimes the miss hits count. Score a point. Oh, the Kennesaw State coach is now going to receive a card. Okay, the second official, the down official, is requesting from the up official yellow card for the Kennesaw State coach, and he just got one.
Well, Keith Schunzel doesn't seem particularly enthused, but
he's still. I'm not really sure what he had an issue with.
It's just not there for Kennesaw the way it was in the first two games. Their serve receive has been a little suspect here in game 3.
Well, Stetson has served tougher.
Molina's got the Hatters in a good spot. Through the middle, Parsons.
And that time the serve went back to the libero for Kennesaw State. And Stetson has to keep their serves away from the libero. She's just too good of a serve receiver. They got to put pressure on the other two. Oh, nice up. Smart play.
Boson gets the deep corner.
She's laughing because it wasn't pretty, but it worked.
She's had a nice game. 7 kills, hitting .263.
Yep, she is.
And so much better here in game 3 overall from Stetson.
Oh, that was close.
Serves brilliantly to get them this lead early in the game, just barely misses out on an ace.
Good pass.
Boson blocks Chastain.
Nice job.
Sherfrans and Chastain together have made 10 attacking errors in this game. 5 each.
Well, the pass hasn't quite been as crisp as it was, and so they're having to hit from not as good of sets.
Give the Hatter block some credit too.
Oh, absolutely.
Making adjustments.
They did.
Boson off the hands.
Stetson showing a lot of fight in this game.
Kennesaw does get the point back, but they sure are. And just a few points away from taking this to 4.
And, you know, one way to make sure these servers for Kennesaw don't get hot and get better and better as they're serving more and more is to get a side out on their first serve.
Here's Chastain. Well, that works too.
That helps too.
Chastain floats it wide of the corner,
Nice
and
job.
the Hatters have set point.
Nice job by Stetson right there, tracking the ball all the way to the line, making sure it was going out, not just assuming that it was going out. Nice job.
Vargo to finish it.
Nice serve.
And a good up from Lauren Vargo, but not good enough.
Wow.
Kennesaw will put their libero, Shelby Dennis, behind the line to try and put together a big run at the end.
Wasn't sure what the second official was doing at the scorer's table.
Djokovic, got it. Well, a heck of a response from Stetson.
Absolutely.
They get an early lead, and this time they hang on to it the whole way. Going to a fourth set. Hatters right back in it. Well, Leilani Vitale, number 23 for the Stetson Hatters, giving them a boost in that third game. It was her serves that got them out to an 8-2 lead. And they hang on to that lead the entire way. A 25-17 win in the third set. It's now 2-1 Kennesaw State as we head to game number 4.
And she just came in with a real positive attitude, kind of put a little fight back into her teammates. It was good to see. A little leadership on her part.
So now Kennesaw State will be the ones looking for a response. Still leading 2-1, but the Hatters have made an adjustment here. And again, their top hitters, Emma Scherfranz and Lauren Chastain, they had made 5 total errors through the first 2 games. Between the two of them, they made 11 in that third game. Chastain's actually hitting in the negatives today, although she's got 3 aces. McKinley Ferguson will start game number 4 behind the line for Kennesaw.
The referee is like, get in your places. We're ready to play.
Ferguson actually had a little bit of a confused look on her face. Franz off to a good start.
That was a well set block though. They were in front. She just really hit that hard, sharp angle. Wow, what a nice serve.
Ferguson was the server for that 11-0 run that closed out the first game.
Yep.
She doesn't do the wild, aggressive serve
No,
of
she has a really flat floater serve, though.
It's maybe not as flashy, but it's super effective. Look at this.
It's just as hard, if not harder, of a serve to serve receive a good floater serve than a real hard topspin serve. 2
straight aces from Ferguson. 8 on the day for Kennesaw State. That's been a huge difference maker.
Absolutely.
Pass by Chastain. But I think he called a double on Ferguson.
Yes. See? It's not as cold in here as it usually is.
But I'm just glad you feel that way in the short sleeves. I've got the wool jacket on. I'm doing just fine. At least until I step outside after we're done. Here's Vitale.
Good serve.
And Parsons just paintbrushed it in, falling away from the ball.
That's tough.
Becerra will check back in. Djokovic off the side of Franz.
She is just so good at that. She is just so good at tooling the block.
Grace Asleson checking back in for Stetson.
Good tough serve.
Parsons again just kind of fights it through.
That's just so frustrating as a blocker when you're right there and the ball hits the net and then rolls over. There's nothing you can do about that.
It's 2 kind of fortuitous bounces for Parsons here.
Yeah.
Cohen in to serve. She had the right idea in the long pants. Vosen.
Oh, nice up.
It is a free ball for Stetson. They go to Djokovic.
Nice.
Straight down.
That was a nice set. A little bit quicker out there. Caused there to be a hole in that block. Just a little flatter of a set. Middle for Kennesaw State could not get out there and close the block. Nice job.
That's 10 for Elena. She's hitting .212. Another solid game for Djokovic. Exactly what the Hatters have become accustomed to. Vargo.
Good serve. Nice and deep.
Franz. Djokovic has to roll it. Brown. Good up. Franz. Had to wait on her jump a little bit there. Vitale. Now Chastain. Blocked back over.
Nice defense by the Stetson Hatters.
Oscarson
Nice
and
job.
Molina combining for the block.
Nice job keeping that ball in play.
Chastain has been continually frustrated over games 3 and 4 over there on that left side.
Another good serve, nice and deep.
And a mistimed set there from Ferguson to Brown, and the Hatters come back to tie.
Again, that is a really, really difficult set to make to your middle.
Oscarson. We'll go to Sherfrans. Got on top of that one.
Yeah. If Stetson's right back player would just take one more step towards the net, so just come in a little shorter, it's where she likes to hit it when she gets that set.
Big booming serve.
Nice
good
pass.
Oscarson. Blocked by Chastang. Djokovic. Elena again. Diving stop by Dennis. Djokovic. Third time's the charm.
She was in the net.
She was in the net. She looked back at the up ref. It's like, oh, you did see that? I think young Den wants to have a look at that.
Maybe thinking they were in the net first?
Yep, that seems to be the challenge. So the down ref will have a look at the net cam. Nice tool for the officials to have when using video review.
And it's just a good tool for the game of volleyball, because this is such a fast game. There's just some times where, you know, calls go the wrong way when they shouldn't, and it's just because nobody saw it or could see it in real time. And so it's nice to have that replay.
And it looks like he's overturning it based on the reaction of the public address announcer. He has.
Yep.
So Stetson's going to win this challenge. So Kennesaw State deemed to have been in the net first.
And because that challenge went Stetson's way, she still keeps that challenge. She doesn't lose it.
So tied at 6. Djokovic will get the kill there.
Oh, no.
And then serves it right into the net.
I don't think I've ever seen her do that. Serve into the bottom of the net like that.
And she's usually so sure-handed. Now Chastang. She thought she had it. She did not. Line judge called it out right away.
Yeah, she's done a nice job over there on that side. She's had to move around a lot to make sure that she has a good view of the ball, and she's done a good job of that.
Vitale got a piece. An overpass by Chastang.
Nice serve. And they've really done a good job, like we mentioned before, of serving away from the libero in these last 2 games.
Brown swats it down, tied up.
Needs to be a little communication on that. to talk to your teammate, let her know that you're there to pass that ball. Good pass.
A blast from Djokovic. Dennis has to lob it over. Molina.
Back row.
Back row.
They're gonna give a hand signal, a back row attack. The libero cannot set the ball with her hands inside that 3-meter line. We have a little equipment fix going on here.
Chastang's got to
ankle brace
reapply that.
Came undone or got loose a little bit, so she has to tighten that up.
Got the shoe tied back up. Molina just missing.
A little shoe timeout there.
It's like icing the kicker.
Yeah.
So back comes Ferguson. Kennesaw State back in the lead, 10-9.
Nice job. Now, when I said the libero cannot set the ball with her hands inside the 3-meter line, she can do that if the person who then takes or makes the next contact does not contact the ball above the plane of the net.
Djokovic. Beautiful.
Nice job.
A wonderful shot from Elena Djokovic. Chastang. Vosen.
Smart play.
Chastang was there. Now Sherfrans. Djokovic finds the corner. Timeout, Keith Schunzel. Stetson up 12-10 in the fourth, making this one mighty interesting. Owls will look to regroup.
Lena's catching fire.
Barkeep, Bud Lights for everyone.
Actually, I prefer an ice mead.
Barkeep, Bud Lights for everyone and a mead.
Is it autumnal?
Bud Lights for everyone and one autumnal mead.
Is it malty and full-bodied? Because I like malt.
Cancel that mead.
Bud Light, for the many, not the few.
ASUN Volleyball on ESPN Plus. We got a good one here. Looked like Kennesaw State was going to cruise to an easy sweep. Hatter said, Turn things around in game 3. They now lead in game 4, 12-10. Evan West and Cheryl Carlson here with you. Cheryl, what has Stetson done differently to reverse their fortunes here over the last game and a half?
You just kind of see it. Like the feelings changed. They got more aggressive, and they got more aggressive in the back row, like moving their feet and passing the ball.
Block.
And on their serve, they've gone away if you in the first 2 games, there are a lot more serves going in the direction of Kennesaw's libero, and that has not happened as often in these last 2 games.
Well, Vitali's picking on Chastain a little bit. Franz hasn't been quite as consistent on that left side, but she nailed that one.
Yeah, that was a nice set.
And get Kennesaw back within 2. Becerra. Gunavosen. Franz. That's 2 in a row for her. They need her to heat up again.
Yeah, but Stetson touched that on the block. If they can stay there in front of her and get their hands just a little bit more across that net, they're going to block that ball on her side.
That's 20 kills for Franz today. Hitting .368. Dennis just forces it back over. Djokovic. Miscommunication there. Ferguson and Chastain got crossed up. And give Elena her 14th kill of the game. She's been terrific here in game 4.
Well, that's a smart place to roll it there. You know, you've got the setter in the back row there playing right back defense, and then you've got the outside hitter coming in, and both of them are going for it.
Ace! Asmussen. That is Stetson's first ace today.
Yeah, and Kennesaw State's serve receive just gave up on that ball.
Djokovic. That's a good block. Parsons and Franz, they're happy about it.
She needed just to swing a little bit higher and try and go high off their hands on that. That's a tall block. She probably thought she was swinging high.
Yeah, it's 6-1 and 6-2 over there.
No, she usually can swing higher than that if she's trying to tool the block.
Franz couldn't roll it over. Hatters just rolling along here in game 4. Maintaining this little cushion. Vargo will come in to serve. She served tough today.
She has.
She and Vitali have given them a lot.
Absolutely.
The freshman contributing for young Den as the Hatters attempt this comeback. Chastain. Well, she's needed that. See if that gets her back on track.
That was a nice pass off a pretty tough serve. Led to the kill.
Franz, that is wicked stuff.
She just doesn't put topspin on it. She's got a side topspin on that ball.
Yeah. Overset for Djokovic. Ferguson misses in the attempt to dump it over.
Yeah.
An unforced error by Kennesaw State.
I thought she was going to swing at it, and then she kind of slowed her arm down like she was going to tip it, and that just caused it to go into the net. She would have been better off, I think, just swinging at it. Tough serve.
Brown.
They connect so well when the setter's a little bit closer to the net. They have a hard time connecting when she gets the setter's forced to go back and get that pass, like at the 8-foot line to the 10-foot line.
Chastain from the back row, blocked by Oscarson.
Nice block.
Kaylee with a big stop.
Great timing on that.
Her 4th block of the game. First solo. Hatters with 10 blocks today. They had
Nice
21
Nice
and a
pass.
half last night. Balu back into the game for the first time since the first set. And she hits a kill.
That was a much tougher serve than it appeared with that great pass. That was a great pass. That ball really floated.
Two teams have really been trading points for the last 12 or so. Djokovic slips it past Parsons. Molina. And Balu with another kill for Kennesaw State, and they get it right back. So both teams are siding out very well here. What's going to give?
But if Stetson can just keep siding out and trading side outs, they're going to win this game.
They'll take it. But here is Ferguson. She's been stellar back there.
Good pass. That was a little far out.
Sherfrans. She's hit with that
She can just put so much topspin on that ball, and she does it. She keeps her arm high and then drops it right at the end, and then just puts that topspin on it.
Young Den wants timeout with her team in the lead at 19-18. It's been a really good fourth game, Cheryl.
It has been.
Both teams trading blows. Stetson not giving an inch, having fallen apart in the first game and then getting rolled over in the second game. They have rallied in a big way,
And
controlled the
really
third game easily.
And this is really what we thought this match was going to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Was a battle back and forth.
It was weird how dominant Kennesaw State was. At one point, their overall run was 28-6. And then Stetson kind of dusted themselves off. And
yeah, the attitude just really changed all of a sudden. They like, no, we can do this. We can play with this team. Which was good to see. I mean, because, you know, we haven't seen them. I mean, we've seen them go into lulls that first tournament at times, but that was a big lull.
yeah, 28-6 is pretty extreme. But hey, they snapped out of it.
They did.
But a big moment here for the Hatters with Ferguson serving and Stetson clinging to a 1-point lead. And it's tied. No, it's not.
Yeah, that snuck through the block.
Yes, it did. I'm going to blame the angle there. Watch it from the net cam. Yep. Right down on the Kennesaw side. 20-18 Stetson.
Good defense.
Djokovic. Chastain gets it in front of the corner.
That was a double hit. You've got to call that.
And he did. And the Hatter lead is 3. And Vitali back there serving.
She has such nice hands that that's a pretty obvious call for the official.
Oh, what a serve. It was picked up well by the Owls. Now Djokovic. Sherfrans. Good rally here. Balu.
Nice touch on the block.
Vosen. Sherfrans. Finishes. And they had to have that one.
Yeah. Good rally, though, by both sides.
Yep.
This is fun volleyball to watch.
Yeah, this has been the best game of this match from a competitive standpoint pretty comfortably. It's been fun to watch these two teams go back and forth. The ASUN East is just loaded.
Yeah. Good pass.
Blocked back in by Scherfrons and Parsons.
Yeah.
1 point game.
Elena's just got to be a little bit smarter with that and not think she can hit through the block. She's got to go high still. Oh, she tried to get the touch.
Just long, though. Didn't hit the hands, and Kennesaw State with 3 in a row to tie the game at 21.
Stetson needs to stay aggressive, though.
Bosin.
Nice.
Exactly what that moment called for.
That was a really smart set. Kenesaw's middle was already standing over there thinking that Stetson was going to go back to Djokovic, and they didn't. She set behind her, and it worked perfect. Nice serve.
An ace for Asmussen, her second of this game, and Stetson up by 2.
Now they're going to take her out of serve receive and just go with 2 passers.
Scherfrons finds the corner.
That was a really well set block, but what Stetson needs to do when she's set inside like that is she will turn her shoulder and still hit down the line with power. So the defender on that one has to stay home and stay on that line, because she will go down the line.
Again, Keith Schunzel
He's
having quite the running
issues.
dialogue with the down ref today and the scorers table. So 23-22, 4th game. Parsons will serve for Kennesaw State.
Big point right here.
Well, that is just anathema to a head coach. 3rd error of the day for Parsons, and the Hatters have set point to try to take this to 5.
That wasn't really even close.
No, that is a serious unforced error by the Owls. And now Vargo will serve to bring Stetson all the way back from down 2-0. A pretty punchless 2-0 at that.
Nice
She's done it!
serve.
Vargo with the ace, and the Hatters have come back to take this to a 5th set. 1 bite back from Stetson. And Lauren Vargo with the Hatters ace. We'll have the decisive 5th set when we come back. We see Alexis Thompson still on the trainer's table. She went out in the middle of the third game with an injury, and
you can see there
her ankle's all taped up.
Ankle's taped up
Well,
there.
they've been coming back without one of their top players.
She's been back there cheering them on, though.
Kennedy Muldrow has stepped in as the Hatters were down 2-0. They have come back. They were 19 of 49 siding out in the first two games. They're 25 for 40 in the last two games. That serve receive has been the difference.
Absolutely.
And now a decisive fifth game to 15. It's so funny how volleyball can work, because it was Stetson in the opposite position last night. They won the first two games and actually was up 24-20 in the third game and lost the lead, ended up going 5, and then they dominated the fifth game to win 15-6 and win the match 3-2. Now let's see if they can do what Liberty couldn't and finish the comeback. Nia Molina to serve. It hits the tape, and the Hatters start game 5 the way they ended game 4 with an ace.
They feel it. But again, volleyball is a game of momentum, so
what a
see
win.
if they can hold on to that momentum.
Now, what a win this would be if they could come back here. Scherfranz, though, off the side of the block to tie it up at 1. That is 24 kills for Scherfranz today. She has carried the Owls. Jessie Cohen will come in to serve. This was 8-0 in aces. It's now 9-4. Aslison's had a couple. Vargo had the game-winning ace in the fourth. Good up by Ferguson.
Yeah, that's going to get called. He called it the other way. He has to call it that way. That was a good call.
So Kennesaw with a 2-1 lead. Be a huge win for the Owls too, quite frankly, at 2-3 in the league. You know, they're not used to being in that position, but in this division, every game is so vital. Chastain gives Kennesaw a 3-1 advantage.
Anytime you can go on the road and win a game, it's a big win. Especially when you're in a division that's so closely matched.
That one nearly fell through. Chastain saw it at the last moment. Now Vosen didn't get it up enough. And the Owls take a 4-1 lead here in game 5.
Vosen's having a little chat with herself.
They're going to bring Standish back in. We didn't see Annabelle in the fourth or the third games. She comes back in for Vosen here. Cohen on a little run here. It's 4-1 Owls.
Yeah. Stetson needs a side out right here.
Well, there you go. Leilani Vitale. Boy, how great has she been? Maybe her best game in a Hatter uniform.
And now she's going back to serve. She's been serving lights out.
4 kills on 9 attacks for Vitale. She's got 11 digs as well. And she served wonderfully, as you mentioned. There's another good one.
Good touch on the block.
Djokovic sets up for Scherfranz. Cuts it across.
Yeah, you just have to stay right in that spot. That's where she's gonna hit it. Can't go, she's just gonna hit it right there. It's so hard to be disciplined on that though, because it doesn't look like she's gonna be able to hit it there.
And if you overcommit, she can go the other way.
Yeah, the block had her down the line shot, and that's why she went that way.
Well, there's an ace for Scherfranz. Make it 6-2. Now Leipold will come in on defense for Vitale.
Just trying to slow the game down without having to take a timeout.
Sherfron's missing the line there. They've left the door open here. Let's see. Asmussen had 2 aces in game 4.
Nice pass.
Chastain.
Yeah, that was a nice pass.
Well, they keep leaving the Hatters an opportunity. Fargo back in. They could use a couple from Lauren here.
Coach Denny's like, this is a short game. It's only to 15. I'm going to use my subs.
Yep. Yeah, she brought in Standish. She brought in Leipold. Now Fargo comes on. Hatters keep it alive. Molina! She's fired up after that one. 2-point game.
What great coverage, though, by Stetson to cover their hitters. That ball was blocked, and they Stetson did a great job covering that, and that led to the point.
Love the vision there from Naya. So it's a 2-point game. Balu. Oscarson.
You know,
Ferguson.
I think if Oscarson had done that in the other direction, like gone towards the right side of Kennesaw State, I think she would have had a point on that.
Ferguson, I think, felt a little showed up there.
She had to show that she can hit too.
She went back, and she was so animated after winning that point. She hit her teammates' hands so hard with the high five that
they were shaking.
Cole had to shake them off. Yeah, well, there's another service error, though, by Kennesaw State. That's 3 of them here in game 5.
Yeah, that's big.
And it was really the error by Parsons in game 4 that handed that game to Stetson. They have left the door open. Djokovic.
Nice serve.
Chastain into her own net. It's a 1-point game. Elena Djokovic trying to bring the Hatters back.
Nice serve.
Free ball. Vitale. Tied up.
She is on fire.
Easily the best we've seen her play at the Edmonds Center in her young career. Look at that. Picture perfect. And a timeout from Keith Schunzel as Stetson comes back from down 7-3 to tie this up at 8. What a game of volleyball we've had tonight. 8-8 in the 5th between Stetson and Kennesaw State.
Barkeep, Bud Lights for everyone.
Actually, I prefer an ice mead.
Barkeep, Bud Lights for everyone and a mead.
Is it autumnal?
Bud Lights for everyone and 1 autumnal mead.
Is it malty and full-bodied? Because I like malt.
Cancel that mead.
Bud Light, for the many, not the few.
8-8 in the fifth. Kennesaw won the first two games, Stetson 3 and 4. This is a terrific match between two ASUN East teams. Hatters on a 4-1 run looking for the lead. Vitale. They set Balu. And a good set by Ferguson. Balu with the kill, and it's 9-8 Owls.
I think they knew how important that point was.
Now Ferguson back to serve.
Nice pass. Oh, a little tight.
Parsons finishes it off.
I thought it was a nice pass.
It looked good until it just kept going.
Yeah.
Young Den calls timeout.
She needed to swing a little higher than that. When they have a chance to set up, they're going to have a strong block up there. You cannot try and hit through them. You have to hit high, try and go off their hands.
Third block for Parsons.
We saw them do that to Elena too, when she tried to hit it hard through them. Can't hit it hard through this block when they have a chance to set it up. Got to be smart.
So now Kennesaw, 5 points from victory, looking to survive losing a 2-0 decision. Stetson's played 3 5-setters this year. They've won them all. They beat Presbyterian back on September 10th. They won in 3 against North Alabama, one of those crossover tournaments, Jacksonville State a couple of weeks ago, and then last night defeating Liberty. Kennesaw, meanwhile, is playing in their 4th 5-setter of the year. They're 1-2. Losses to Montana and Jacksonville State. They have a win over UAB in 5 sets back on September the 5th. Hatters get away after Ferguson hits the net. Parsons just forced it through Oscarson.
Yeah, if she had tried to hit that hard, Oscarson would have blocked it. But off speed got through.
Oscarson on the slide. Ferguson hits it back over the net. They run it again. And it did not connect this time. And Kennesaw State on a 4-0 run here, threatening to run away with it. Djokovic. Well, Dennis got caught, and it lands out, and that gives the Hatters an opening.
That was a great play by Elena, because that was not that great of a set, because she's back row. So she had to be very careful about where she jumped from, and, you know, making sure that she didn't step over across that line until after she jumped.
Perez has got to be near the top of the list of who you'd want back there. See what she can do.
Good serve.
Lands on the wrong side for the Hatters. It's a great pass by Chastang off the serve. And now Becerra will come in to look to close it out.
That's the first dig, though, that Stetson's had on that cross-court attack. She just couldn't take enough off of it to keep it out of the net.
Djokovic, match point. Kennesaw State closing strong.
It's a game of momentum, isn't it?
Whoever had it at the end. Game over. Owls close it on a 7-1 run, and they win a 5-set thriller here in DeLand. A terrific match, and it's Kennesaw State who, in the end, has enough to hold on. The exact inverse of what we saw last night.
Kennesaw State had the momentum at the end of that game. Hatters had it at the beginning.
That'll wrap it up for us. Very nice weekend of volleyball. 2 5-setters here at the Edmund Center. We're thrilled you could join us. I want to thank my broadcast colleague Cheryl Carlson, our producer Jeff Taylor, broadcast technicians Robert Shaw and Jacob Gowan, our whole Stetson Broadcast Productions crew. My name is Evan Weston, signing off from DeLand. Kennesaw takes it in 5. Every ASUN Volleyball contest is streamed and archived on the ESPN app and at ESPN.com. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody.